Alright, yo, we gotta talk about this Bleach Rebirth the Soul story mode. And I'm not even really talking about the story mode itself, I'm mainly talking about the reactions that I've been seeing from people about how they feel about the story mode, and it's mainly been a lot of negative reactions, I'm not gonna lie. Now granted, I understand, it's been about a decade plus since we've last had a console game for Bleach. Last one was Bleach Soul Resurrection. And trust me, I've been a fan of Bleach since 2009. I've read it multiple times. I've watched it multiple times. It's one of my favorite series. So I completely understand having the high expectations after waiting for so long. But one thing I feel like is happening is like people's expectations are kind of overshadowing or overpowering their critical thinking skills. And that sounds mean, but I don't really know any other way to say it. So I'm gonna just keep it at that. A lot of the criticisms or things I've been hearing about how people feel about the story mode sound kind of nitpicky to me. Like, people are mad about the shadows, which understandably so, the shadows of the game and the lighting is off. That's a valid criticism, and that's stuff that can be fixed before the game drops. And I know they're gonna fix it because I know they showed this scene off in the trailer and it wasn't looking like that, which is why it caught me off guard in my own reaction when I made that. So that could be fixed, and that's a valid criticism. I get that. I've been seeing people mad that they didn't fully model the little girl spirit that Ichigo protects in the first page of Bleach, and I'm like, did she really need to be fully modeled? Like, if we go be honest, it's not like she's showing back up again. Like, what are we fully modeling that for? People was mad Rukia wasn't standing in front of the moon. Again, they could have slid that in there. I'm not gonna hold you. They could have. I'm with y'all on that one. They could have slid that in there, but it's like, I feel like this game, the story mode, we gotta remember a lot of important things that led up to how this game is right now in order to temper expectations for what we're most likely gonna see when it comes to story mode stuff later on. This game, we got wind of it, I want to say late 2023, like November, December. We got the name for it, but we didn't know what it was really. So we got the name in late 2023, which leads me to believe that this game was in development probably starting around mid to late 2022 at most. And this game is being developed for the PS4. Now granted, that's not Tamsoft that did that. Bandai gave Tamsoft the order, yo, we want this for PS4, PS5, Xbox, whatever. This game's being developed for the PS4. We gotta understand, everybody knows at this point, the PS4 is definitely an anchor holding back a lot of games from being what they could be. But I still feel like Tamsoft, given what they have, they still doing a pretty decent job. All the models of the game, to me, looks amazing. Models look dope. Models look high quality. You know what I'm saying? So that already, I'm like, I don't expect them to model things, especially with Tamsoft being a company it is. Tamsoft, if you didn't know, don't have a lot of people working there. Tamsoft is not a big company. There's only 110 people that work at Tamsoft, if that. And I'm pretty sure they got people probably working on their own projects. And I know for a fact Bandai ain't sending over people for manpower to help develop this game. They just gave them the order to make it, and they making it. So all of that in mind, I'm already thinking in my mind how this game is going to turn out, and everything I've seen so far is pretty in line with what I was expecting for the game. I wasn't expecting every little thing to get in the story mode. I was expecting every little thing to get shown off. I wasn't expecting everybody to get modeled unless they were absolutely important to be modeled. Yuzu and Kari, and I could understand people being upset that they wasn't in there, because especially, Yuzu getting carried in Fishbone D's hand. I could understand people is like, yeah, that was an important part for Ichigo to actually realize you want to protect them. I know Tamsoft isn't gonna model stuff unless they absolutely have to, and Yuzu and Kari, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting them to get modeled anyways. The fact that Tamsoft put the voice clips of them screaming was them trying to show Ichigo's already in that mindset, I gotta go protect them. I feel that, and that's what I was expecting to happen. Like I said before, I do agree they could have, that scene where Rukia is on the lantern post, they could have made that the scene where Rukia pops up in front of the moon. They could have did that for sure, but they didn't, and it's cool. I'm not tweaking about that. It's something small that personally I'm not about to get super mad over. The fact that they didn't put in the scene of Ichigo coming home and messing around with his dad, and his dad crying in front of his mom's poster, and him interacting with his sister, I wasn't expecting that either. Again, this game, Tamsoft is what they want to do, and I get the vibes. They want to portray Bleach from point A to point B, which is volume 1 to volume 48, which is again what they gotta damn near half the manga and anime they gotta make into one game. It's like certain things are just gonna get cut. That's just how it is. They gonna keep things that need to be kept in, and they gonna try and reference the small things they can't fully model or animate, like they did with Yuzu and Kani screaming. They gonna try and reference it, but people talking about, yeah, we should have just had. I would have preferred slideshows if they was just gonna do that. You're out of your mind. Yeah, out of your mind. You're tweaking. We gotta be for real here. Again, It's expectations versus reality, and some of y'all expectations is a little bit too high. You know what I'm saying? Like most anime games, when they make these story modes, not showing every nook and cranny and what happened in between, whatever the most important shit happening. Like we gotta be for real. Again, I get it. It's been a decade plus. I feel you. Trust me, I feel you. I've been here the entire decade plus with y'all. I get you. But certain things you just gotta know isn't gonna be in this story mode. On top of the fact, it's not only the story mode, there's also the secret story they develop in on top of that, which is showing different perspectives of characters, you know, we've never seen in the manga or the anime. And that they've confirmed that. They develop in basically 2 separate story modes on top of the other gameplay aspects, which that's the most important part for me from this game, is the gameplay and how fun the game is going to be. From a gameplay aspect, from everything we've seen, I'm hype as hell for this game. I can't say the game is fun because I haven't had my own, you know, opportunity to play the game. I haven't touched the game, but from a gameplay standpoint, what we're seeing, I'm hyped for it. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm not about to sit here and be like, I'm super, like, I want to be like the super big beacon of positivity for this game and just hype up everything. If there's criticisms to be had, there's valid criticism. But I feel like a lot of this stuff is also nitpicks, and the nitpicks are coming from the fact that people's expectations are too high. Now, again, I understand why. I personally want this game to succeed because I want a second one that's talking about, you know, Fullbringer, 1,000 Year Blood War and all that. So I'm gonna try my hardest to promote the game, and, you know, in the light it needs to be promoted. Now, anybody that's talked to me knows how I already feel when it comes to a bunch of these animes. I already have a jaded perspective on them because they've been letting me down for years. I'm basically out trust issues. No matter what game it is, even if it's for a series I like, I tend to look at the game with a very skeptical, like, point of view. Bleach Rebirth of Souls for right now has been showing me a lot of, like, good things that, you know, if the game is showing me good stuff, I'm gonna give it flowers for that. Obviously, if it's some bad stuff, if it's some bad things, I'm gonna talk about it. But for right now, there's nothing really bad for me to say about Rebirth of Souls that they can't fix, or I'm pretty sure they aren't already gonna fix. Like the shadows, they go fix the shadows. What I don't want with this game is unwanted negativity. And by unwanted negativity, it's like, you really think about it, Bleach already, in a sense, isn't like one of the most liked anime around, or liked series around. People already have their own perspective of how they feel about it, so people are going to be coming into the game with that. You know, obviously there's fans of Bleach that are going to like this game. Fans of Bleach are really going to love this game and try to get people into it. That's really why I'm here for. I'm here for the fans of Bleach and, you know, to garner that type of community, people that like the game. But if there's negative things that are valid, I understand. But what I don't want is people having a negative connotation of this game just for the simple fact that it's not the game that they've had in the expectations for the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the game they've imagined for the last 10 plus years. I don't want people to be mad at this game because this game is not that. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think any game that came out would have been that. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's just my thoughts on it. Personally, I think Tamsoft is doing a really good job with the game so far, everything we've seen. I need to see more when it comes to the online and how that's going to be and how the training mode and all that is going to be set up. Honestly, as of right now, there's nothing really for me to like be super mad about that. I feel like people are just nitpicking. Tamsoft, honestly, from their past works when it comes to Oni Chambara, when it comes to the Samurai Conquer games and a lot of the past games in their catalog, I know they could produce a really good game, and I have faith in them to produce a really good game. So it's just one of those, we gotta wait and see how it turns out. Like I said, it's just expectations versus reality. I just feel like a lot of people need to temper their expectations. You know, you gotta cut down that 10-year plus imagination and temper it to like where we are and what we've seen. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, how you guys feel about everything, the story mode, the gameplay, all of that. But that's gonna be it for me though. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to get up out of here, so boy.